Random Pal here, and welcome to the channel. Today, I'm at a proper British car show. That is the British Bash Louisville at the St. Joe Children's Home out here in Louisville, Kentucky, obviously. And I'm checking out all these beautiful British cars. A lot of sports cars, old, new. There's some bikes out here. Lots of really classy rides. So let's go take a tour of the show field. Now, taking a look around the show field, they got a pretty good layout here. They got the Jaguars over here. They got a big sign that says Jaguar on it. But Austin Healey's over here. So they got them kind of grouped together by the makes. There's a train coming in the background right alongside a railroad track over here. So you'll probably hear some train noises. Perfect setting, a lot of trees, a lot of shade for a car show. Let's start off here with this row of Austin Healeys. Got a 3000 MK2 here. These are very, very stylish cars. You can see inline 6 motor here under the hood. There's the train of CSX. They got a great turnout of Austin Healeys. I like how the grills, different years, they kind of differ somewhat. Got some pretty cool designs to them. As you can see, this has got a horizontal grill, where this one's got vertical pieces inside the grill. And here we got a mesh one. And some of these cars got some pretty cool accessories, like the luggage rack on the trunk here.
Lay down on the trash.
While we're at it, let's get a close look at this interior. It's nice and comfy. And over here we got some Austin Healey Sprites. You can see there's 2 distinctive different styles here. Got the ones over there, and then you got these ones over here. And these are known affectionately as the bug eye Sprites. As you can see, the headlights, they bug out versus these just normal Sprites over here. This guy here accessorized his antenna. Take a look at the steering wheel in this. I like the little ridges that go horizontally across the spokes in the steering wheel. And here we go, back to the future. This DeLorean over here is flexing or fluxing, I guess you could look at it that way. Now, it's not really done up as a time machine, but everybody associates these cars with the Back to the Future car, and they were produced over in Ireland.
I don't like the direction they're going with it.
So they do kind of fit in with the old British sports car theme. Now in the back here is the PRV V6, and PRV stands for Peugeot, Renault, Volvo, and that's what they put in these DeLoreans. This one looks very clean, very factory, and it's a stick shift car. For me, that's the only way I'd go with it. Moving right along, we got some Nashes over here, Nash Metropolitans. These are very quirky little cars. As you can see, the bodywork covers the wheels and tires halfway. Very distinctive styling cue. I love the M in the center, the hubcaps. And take a look at this pattern. Reminds you of something straight out of a 50s diner. Even the back seat, it's got the pattern. Cute little donut on the back. Apparently this one's a 55 by the plate. Look at this one. Now this one doesn't look like a 50s diner, but still it's cool. It's got this stripe pattern on it. Let's move along to this row over here. I see a Jaguar. Here's the signs that let you know what's what in the row. Famous cat hood ornament. Now here's one that really stands out to me. This one over here is Aston Martin. It's a super Leggera. You can see by the emblem here. 1967 DB6. Now this is a lot like the style of the James Bond car, but the James Bond car is a DB5. And you can tell the difference between these two cars pretty easily from the back side. The DB5 has round tail lights, the James Bond car, whereas this one does not have the round tail lights. And look at it, it's got the old British plate hiding behind the American plate. Now I've heard that the DB6 was actually quite an improvement over the DB5. I'm talking to a owner last year, I think it was. Both cars look cool, and in the front they're overall they're very similar in style. I mean, there's subtle differences in the front, but when you get to the back and notice the taillights, you'll notice it's a little bit different from the actual James Bond car. We got another Aston Martin here. This one is a 59 MK3 DB2 in a proper British car, right-hand drive. You're either driving on the right side or the wrong side, I guess. Us Americans drive on the wrong side of the inside of the car. I like how it's got this bubble-looking rear window. Kind of like a hatchback type deal there. This is what I remember from my time growing up when these cars came out, these Jaguar XK8s right here. And this one would be the XKR. Yep, you can see the R in the grill. Apparently they've lumped the Aston Martins in with the Jaguars. Another Aston Martin. And some more Jags. And the next row, this is what really gets my attention. I'm a big Lotus fan. I own a Lotus Elise. I've been walking around this show a little bit before filming, and I did not see an Elise. So apparently there's no Elise, and I didn't bring mine. But there, right in front of me, is an Evora. Now this is not the newest Lotus model, the Emira, one right next to it. I'll show you that in a second here. That is the newest model that Lotus offers. Now this Evora, it's looks like it's quite a bit more comfortable than my Elise. It's got back seats in it, where the Elise does not have back seats. You can, I know it's a little hard to see, but not much of a back seat. maybe just a back seat for storing some stuff. And you can see in the back window, you can see the engine peering through. And these big rims here on this car shows off those drilled rotors. Now here is Lotus's newest offering, latest and greatest, the Emira. This one's got the V6 in it. They offer both a V6 and like a 4-cylinder in this car. And what I love most about this car is the bright red interior. I've got a Mustang where I put a bright red interior in my Mustang. It's got definitely a sharp contrast to this kind of like dark gray exterior. We got another Aston Martin over here. This one's got a very like matte satin finish here. It's different in that regard. 4.3 V8 under the hood here. This is a Vantage model. It's also got a red interior, although definitely nowhere near as bright as the Amira next door. Got a little stripe down the center, make it look a little racy. Pardon me. What we got here? We got like another Jaguar. Yep, Jaguar, and this one's got the fender mirrors. If you've been watching my channel lately, I just bought a car with fender mirrors, a 1969 Mazda Carol. It's got mirrors about the same size as these, and they're round. So this one's got a lot longer hood than the Mazda Carol that I own. This one is actually a 59 XK150. Gorgeous interior. Take a look at that logo right on the center of the steering wheel. That cat logo, that is really awesome looking. Looks kind of holographic to me, or 3D. Here we got a Jaguar with the rear opening hood. This is the what they call the E-Type. These old Jaguars, they have really long hoods on them. The rest of the body is kind of short, but the hood is long. It's a 67. Take a look at that beautiful engine. Just in a straight line right there. Kind of similar on the steering wheel, the cat logo, a little bit different. Got another Aston Martin, a little bit of a modern one. This one here is a 2000, so I mean it definitely looks modern. A 2000 though, it's 26 years old. Reminds me a lot of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, this era of car. I really started watching the James Bond series with Pierce Brosnan and GoldenEye. That's when I really got into the whole James Bond movie series. Right in front of me, we have another Lotus Evora. And next to it is another Lotus Evora. I like how they got it labeled, a warning here, don't step on that piece. Definitely don't want to mess it up. Nice GT racing seats with the Lotus logo stitched into them. And this one's got the trunk open, so you can see there's actually a trunk in the trunk, but there's the engine, a mid-engine. Sure, it's a V6, I think. They put the Toyota Camry V6 in these models, the Evoras. And some of them are supercharged. And here's the green. I don't know that you would call this the British racing green, more so than the Elan next to it. That looks a little bit more of a brighter green. You got a bit of a darker British racing green on this one. I think you maybe call this like a hunter green. Let's see, it's racing green metallic. It's even got it on here. 3.5 V6. This has got the supercharged. It does have an automatic transmission. You could get these cars either way, with a stick or without. Personally, I'd have to have a stick shift car and a sports car, but to each their own. The automatics, the modern automatics, they shift really quick. And here we go, a Lotus Elan. This is actually very, very rare, but you can pick them up reasonably priced. Front wheel drive car is a collaboration with GM. Is this your all's Elan?
It is.
It's nice.
Thank you.
They're made, what, 500 and some of them?
They imported allegedly 534 into the U.S. in 1991 alone. So it's got the Isuzu 1.6 liter turbo that's shared with the Isuzu Impulse Turbo.
Okay. Yeah, it's like kind of a mix match of hodgepodge of stuff.
Almost came from GM's ownership of Lotus at the time, but it's a kind of a marriage made in heaven because it introduced something that Lotus hadn't had, reliability.
Now, I've seen online where they put some in like a different country and they rebranded them as Kias.
They sold the tooling to Kia, I think, in the early 2000s and did a relatively short run of them with a different power plant.
So that's probably the rarest of the rare.
The rarest of the
rare. Is there any in the U.S. that are Kia branded?
I don't know. I haven't seen any, I'll put it that way. But they do look exactly like that because of the body is the same.
Yeah.
But
that's cool, man. Love your car. Nice talking with you. Now, is this more of the British racing green or the darker color? What do they consider?
So this is literally, the name of the color is British Racing Green, and this is a factory color that was produced in 89 through 94 when the car was originally produced, as is with the Evora. It's just a different tinting.
Yeah, because I was thinking the brighter one was more considered the proper
That's in my
one.
mind. When you say British Racing Green, I think of this color.
Yeah, the other one looks more like a hunter green, I guess you could say.
Some might even say it's more of a Jaguar-ish racing green.
Almost the Eddie Bauer green.
Almost the Eddie Bauer green.
The old Ford Explorers from back in the 90s.
Yes, indeed.
Good talking with you.
And you.
Yep. There's a look on the inside of this Lotus Elan that you, in the rare happenstance, you might find one branded as a Kia, but you know that it's really a Lotus Elan. Now here's a good friend of mine. His car is a Lotus Super 7. They also call them Caterham. They got Caterham on this, so they're kind of interchangeable. Caterham Super 7, Lotus Super 7, with the bright red interior on it. This is just very much a stripped down car that's a fun toy to drive. Moving on, we got some classic Jags over here. Really like the style on this one. Looks a lot, kind of like the classic version of what you saw in the 90s with the Jaguar sedans. I really like the style. It's kind of got a forward facing front. There's a long hood Jag, E-Type, another one. Several E-Types out here. Beautiful colors. Over in this row, we got the modified race car section. Looks like there's a lot of MGs. MGs are quite a common British car here in the States. Probably in Britain too, I'm not for sure. But I would imagine. And you can pick them up pretty reasonably priced, and they would be a good platform to modify into a race car. As you can see, just about every one of these except for the last one, it's an MG. They've got a Mini Cooper in the row here. This one's got a Hyundai motor, dual overhead cam. Talk about a weird combination here. British car with a Korean engine. Got an MGB. And here's a Mini with some interesting style. It's a little bit Scottish. Looks like it got a kilt on the back. It's got a sunroof on it. This is a John Cooper Works edition. This yours? How much horsepower is it putting out?
A little over 200.
200?
I think it's like 225.
Yeah. And so what does the John Cooper Works get you when you get that?
Stronger suspension. It's a little bit faster than the S's.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, the S is the supercharged, and this has got a supercharger in it too, but it's
a more powerful engine and a stronger suspension.
Okay.
Tighter in terms of like the corners.
Is it a pretty rare edition?
No.
No.
Now the color, it's a Rebel Green. It's not available anymore. So the color's kind of special at this time.
Okay, so it looks black, but I guess if you look close enough, it's
a green.
It's really hard to tell, but it's kind of a greenish, blackish color. So pretty rare color then.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a special color.
Yeah, it's cool. Nice talking with you.
Thank you.
Huh?
The awards are at 3:30 to 4, so we're going to leave. We'll probably go.
And over here we got these little mini mokes. Saw one of these little dudes around in Key West, and they're the perfect little vehicle to drive around in Key West. They're small, they're Open top, easy to get in and out of.
The first time I met him, I had to.
This one looks like it. I would assume that's an ashtray tire. I don't know. Pretty cool though. Little bitty, kind of baby Jeep looking things. Can't even see the seats in this one. It's got camouflage on it. Here we got the original style Mini Cooper, the old classic. This one's a Morris Cooper. Look at that engine. It's in there, front wheel drive car. It's the MK1. Wow, this interior is really classy. It's blowing me away. I like how clean it looks inside. This looks like a brand new interior in this car. Color combination is awesome. It's kind of very simplistic on the dash. Just got the 3 gauges. Everything's kind of center focused. And there's the trunk. If you're ever wondering about the Mini Cooper's trunk, it's actually got a pretty good amount of space to store stuff, haul stuff in. Of course, we got the modern Mini. This one's a Cooper S supercharged. This is basically kind of a German Mini Cooper because the BMW got a hold of them, started making these modern ones. My dad used to have a modern Mini Cooper. It's still a big part of British heritage, the Mini Cooper, nonetheless. Another Morris Mini Cooper. Looks really clean under the engine bay. Really like that. And check out these tiny, tiny little wheels. Right-hand drive. It's got a roll cage in it too. This one here went for a little bit of a luxury touch. Got the wood trim dash. This is a 98 Mini. It looks really old, so it'd fool you, but this is says a 98. And as you can see, the steering wheel definitely doesn't look like a classic car steering wheel. It's got an airbag in it, which in the U.S. in 98, that was the first year of the federal requirement for an airbag. Of course, this is right-hand drive, so it's a true British car. I don't know the regulations over in Britain. As you can see, the top just kind of folds all the way back, kind of creases up. So you got this whole big open roof for cruising in. Got another Mini Cooper S with a lot of toy Mini Coopers sitting here on the dash. A set of ducks like you would see a person with a Jeep have. Now over here we got a collection of Land Rovers. And to be honest, not a big SUV person, but back in these times, these square, tough-looking SUVs, I really do like the style of these. They just look tough and mean. The Defender series, and also like the Toyota Land Cruisers. They just look like something you'd take on a safari. This one here is actually for sale, in case you're interested. Here's the snorkel kit if you want to ford a river. It keeps the water out of your engine, lets the engine breathe air through the snorkel. It's a crew cab deal. And the truck kind of, this one's more of a truck version than a SUV version. But this one here, this one is definitely the SUV version. 2-door. The collar on this Defender reminds me of the infamous Camel trophy truck. They use the Land Rover with this same shade of paint. And moving along over here, looks like we got one heading out, the newer Discovery, I think it is. Here's like a military one. Yep, the HSE. They've done had their good time for the day. This one here, it's got the snorkel kit and the spare tire mounted on the hood. As you can see, this one is it's seen its better days. It's been used, and that's great. It's nice to see vehicles that have been used for off-road purposes like they're intended for. And this is kind of like a truck in the back, but how the seats are arranged, you could fit a lot of people here. It's like a military transport truck. Transport the troops in. And this is a 59 Land Rover. This one's a bit of a different style than those ones over here. As you can see, the headlights were more inward on the really old ones, versus once they got a little bit years newer, they moved the headlights to the corners. This is a Series 2 Land Rover 109 station wagon. They call it a station wagon, but I'd call it an SUV. It's definitely got a lot of seating inside this beast. You can see how the seats are arranged in the back, just like the one. It looks kind of like a military truck. They're arranged for maximum occupancy. And thrown in the mix, we got a modern day Land Rover. It's the LR3. Not for sure the year. And let's move on down this row over here. We got, looks like the Triumph row. Whoa. Getting a little tongue-tied. The Triumph row. There we go, I said it. I love Triumphs because I learned to drive a stick shift on a Triumph Spitfire. This is not the Spitfire here. This is a TR3 59 apparently. But I learned to drive a stick shift on a Triumph 1979 Triumph Spitfire. It was my dad's car. And I was 17 at the time when he had it. So it was a fun little car to learn how to drive a stick on. And these cars, you could literally turn on a dime. You had to give the steering wheel a little effort to turn the parking lot because they don't have power steering. At least the Spitfires is what I'm talking to. But these TR3s, these are a lot older vintage than the Spitfire. This one here is a 63. This one is a TR4 Triumph. And here we go, it's a Spitfire 1500. It kind of reminds me of my dad's car. His was black. Of course, the hood opens backwards. Got a lot of working room once you got that hood up. It's pretty easy to work on the engine bay. I'll tell you a funny little story about my dad's Triumph Spitfire. Now, well, before I get into that, his in '79 they had these black bumper pieces that stuck out. I think it was like a U.S. federal safety regulations. They had the 5-mile-per-hour bumperettes is what they call them. This one's got them on the front. I want to say my dad's had them maybe just on the front. I don't know if it's front and back or just the front. But anyway, on my dad's, it had a CD player put in the center there. And if you had it in like first gear, you couldn't get the CD in or out. It's just the ergonomics of it. This one obviously doesn't have that, but right in front of the shifter is where the CD player was in my dad's. Here we got a TR7 with a luggage rack. I love the pattern on the seats, this plaid pattern. Pretty wide area under the hood. And this Triumph emblem on the front here, it's really nice. I like that. I like that detail here. TR6. We got one for sale over here. Nice, almost like a lemon twist yellow. And this one's a 61 TR4. Another Spitfire here. Got a cool pattern on the seats here. And this one here, we got a Triumph TR6. See, this one's got the bumperettes on the back. Another TR6. I really like this color with those red lines on the tires. It's really cool. Now, there's certain areas I'm kind of having to stay away from in the show because they got music playing. I don't want to run into some copyright issues. So that's why I did go all the way down that last row. But let's check out these bikes over here. And here's the Triumph bike. Got Triumph cars, we got Triumph bikes out here. And let me tell you, these bikes are beautiful. So it's not just cars out here, but they've got some really nice bikes out here. We even got a modern Triumph bike. Definitely a bit of a departure style-wise from the classic ones. Looks kind of like a sport bike. It probably is a sport bike, but I like how they got the old classic plates on these classic ones. Here's another Triumph bike all by itself. This one's a bad boy. I like this. It's black. It's got the checkered flag running down the front fender here. That is one bad dude right there. I like that. I like the style of it. And over here we got the other section for some of the misfit cars. Let's take a look at what we got over here.
Winter chicken dinner.
This one's got the Morris engine. It's like in the Mini Coopers. This is a Morris actually.
Honey, that's the winner of this.
Morris Minor. 1958 1000 Tour. I like how they displayed this car. This is a really super nice display here.
Did you all go out?
Right-hand drive. It's got cup holders there in the back. Probably a aftermarket accessory. Take another look on the inside here because just so nice looking on the inside. You got the battery there. It says Lucas. You got the teddy bear with the Union Jack on it. I'll give you a close-up look here of the emblems. And take a look at this radical ride here. This is at the show every year. It's Noble. It's a British car that was built in South Africa. I think the guy's name is Lee Noble that dreamed up this contraption. It's a 2004. And just take a look at how low to the ground it is. It's got to be kind of scary driving this car a lot of places just because of the height of it and how easy it'd be to mess up that little lip spoiler right there. It's definitely a exotic car, purpose built for racing, but it's street legal. It's just a super exotic car. Most people have never heard of these Nobles. This is the M12 GTO 3R to get technical.
The stats is about a top speed of 180.
Give you a closer look on the inside here. We've got the Momo steering wheel.
Yeah, could be that.
Now my Lotus Elise actually has a Momo steering wheel. If you look really closely, it says Momo, but it's got the big Lotus emblem in the center of the steering wheel on my Elise. Now this car looks really cool. It looks like a British Batmobile. Black. It's got these fins that stick out in the back. This one here is 63 Daimler SP250. So y'all familiar with Daimler, Chrysler? I've heard of these before.
No, has nothing to do with Daimler Chrysler.
So that was before Chrysler when they partnered with Daimler.
This is a British Daimler that split up with the German Daimler before World War I.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I know Daimler's kind of got a, I guess, varied history,
Yeah.
I guess you could say. So what do we got in this
it's
this car?
2.5 liter Hemi V8.
Hemi. That's what I was thinking. It was
Yes.
kind of a Hemi, but it's not a
Made by
Chrysler.
Daimler.
It's not a Chrysler.
No.
Did Chrysler get inspired to make a Hemi off of this car? That's a very small Hemi, 2.5 liter.
Yeah, it's small
What,
Hemi.
what kind of cubes is that?
150 or so.
What kind of power are you packing?
A lot. A whole lot for a lightweight car like that.
It was rated 140 horse.
140 horse.
Like a Sunbeam Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same kind of proportion to the
And I
my
know
V8.
I know it's a very rare car. Like how many did it make of it?
A couple thousand
A
of
couple thousand.
I may still around, you know.
them. No idea.
I like it. I like the design.
This car.
Hey, it was on Marketplace.
Me. Give you a close look at this 2.5 liter Hemi V8. So you can see if you look at it like this, it kind of looks big, and then you go around and you see how long it is. It's not really long that way, longitudinal wise. You can see it's a tiny V8.
I have a heavy foot. I feel myself.
Always neat to learn about these obscure cars. He's even got some books in here about it. And it's nice to know the history of how Daimler said it was like a British company and a German company, then Chrysler merged with them or had a partnership with them, however you want to look at it. Now over here, Shelby Cobras, Ford GT, but they have like a British heritage. So for those of you that don't know, these Shelby Cobras, it really started life as a AC Ace, and then Carroll Shelby stuffed the Ford V8 in it, and the rest is history. They called them the Shelby Cobras, but they started life as British AC Ace cars. Now a lot of these Shelbys are mostly kit cars. It's seldom you'll ever see a true AC Ace or a true Shelby Cobra. Most of them are kit cars that were made later on. Here we have a 68 GT40 replica. This one was apparently made in Cape Town, South Africa. Got a Carroll Shelby signature on it. So that is how they relate to being British, is through the AC Ace connection on these Cobras. I'm sure there's a connection probably too on the Ford GT40s. Not for sure. I think there was a company called Lola that did race cars, and I think they were involved in that. I believe Lola is a British company. We got some more MGs over here. Down in this row, we've got Morgans and we've got Bentley and Rolls-Royce, the ultimate symbol of luxury. But these Morgans, they're classic, and then the modern ones look classic. They've really retained that style. This one here is just a beautiful, beautiful example here, especially the interior on this one. This one looks very classic. It's apparently a brand new one, 2026. And we got the Aero 8, which is almost like unseen. It's nobody ever much has these cars. They're extremely rare, especially in the States. I don't know about Britain, but 2005 Aero 8, and it retains that classic look. Morgan just kind of kept the classic design and just refined it over the decades. This one here is somewhat more classic. It's a 91, but it still looks like something out of the 50s period. And then we got a 1969, so you can see that the styling has only changed slightly over the years. It's only been updated slightly. Like you see that one that says 2026 is, you know, got the modern steering wheel, but still looks like this old 69 here. This one's got the banjo steering wheel and luggage rack on the back. And then we get into the luxury cars. I mean, take a look at the inside of this thing. It just screams luxury. It's an 87 Rolls-Royce Corniche 2 with that iconic grille from the 70s, 80s period. They've made a lot of like merchandise out of just that grille. I've seen like decanter bottles made out of that grille design. As you can see, it's still very similar, a little bit wider on this more modern Rolls-Royce over here. This one's a 96 Silver Spur Springfield edition. Definitely can't leave off the hood ornament there. That's what makes these cars just like the Jaguars, with the big cat on the hood ornament. See, we got the lunch trays, kind of like an airplane. It come down from the back of the seats. Nice two-tone collar. And take a look at this. It's kind of like a opposite two-tone collar on this Bentley. You got the RR, Rolls-Royce, and you got the B's for the Bentley. But they always remind me a lot of each other, both British manufacturers, British cars. Over in this row, we got some really, really old MGs. Like how the hood, you can access it from either side. It's kind of split down the middle. As you can see, the doors are hinged on the rear, so they open the opposite way that most doors open.
Being a printer, driving to Montana.
Go around and look at the rest of these. This is an MG TB, 1939. Really meticulously detailed car here. Look at the rims on this one. I like the holes out there. Got the cutouts like that. Banjo steering wheel. This one's got the picnic basket on display. Take this car out for a picnic Sunday afternoon for sale. Over here in the back corner in timeout, we got the little German section of Mercedes. Obviously, they're not British cars, but they have a little German section here. 87 Mercedes-Benz 560 SL. You see something like this on those 1980s posters alongside the exotic cars like the Ferraris and the Lamborghini Countaches and stuff. It's a song called about the 80s Mercedes. Very much a symbol of luxury back in that time period. And you got two modern, say modern, they're probably classics by now. What's modern looking and stuff by now has gotten kind of old. I mean, this is a This one here is a 2015, so I would consider that pretty modern. But you get cars that are early 2000s, they're becoming classics now. And they got a modern look to them. Now right in front of me is a car to really nerd out over. This is an MG L1, a really old one, and it's a police car. I mean, it looks immaculate, and I guess this is the primitive police siren, a bell that rings. You never see something like that, and you got one right here to show with all the cop car accessories. It's got the spotlight on it. I mean, this is I would say this is a concours car right here. I mean, they even got the period clothing that the cops would wear back in the day. And it's a vintage 1933 L1 Magna. It's just so cool to see something like this at this car show in Louisville. And I love the engine turn dash here, the metal engine turn dash. Reminds me of the dash on my Pontiac Trans Am, my 1976 Trans Am. It's got that similar style on the dash panel. Take a look at this. You got the copper lines and the brass. Such a beautiful, beautiful old cop car. Well, pals, that is a wrap for today's video from this picture perfect day at St. Joe's Children's Home, British Bash 2026, Louisville, Kentucky. Feel like I got something on my face right there. Flyers on. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and even hype this video for more cool car show videos. But until next episode, don't worry, be random.
If you never ran into this another random car video,
Remember, ring that bell.